Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Lovely Planet. This is like our tutorial levels, basically. It's teaching us how to move around and jump. What this game is a series of 100 very short levels like this, where the goal consists of getting to this purple pillar that ends the level, and you also have to kill every baddie on the level, which is anything that's red and has a face, basically. There's a bunch of other, things that you might have to interact with. There's like these red bushes that can kill you. There's civilians, like that gray dudes with faces are civilians, and if you shoot them, then you get sent back to the start of the level as punishment for killing some innocent, uninvolved individual. This one's kind of funny. There's two baddies there, and they shoot each other because your bullets are exactly the same as their bullets, and you can kill a baddie by shooting their bullets out of the air. So if you run on that line on that level, it just kills both of them at once. I hope I hit that. I did. Alright, here's a tricky jump. I don't know if I'll get this. Oh, I failed. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was terrible. But that jump is pretty tough. I used to never do that one in runs. And unfortunately, unlike at SGDQ, I haven't been playing Lovely Planet like 6 hours a day. So I can't do these like really precise tricks as well as I used to be able to, but we can still show a good run. So we're just cruising along. I guess I can talk a little bit more about this game. I got that jump. That one had been causing me trouble in practice, so that's nice. So I said there's 100 levels. It's roughly split up into, well, roughly is a poor way to put it, but it's split up into 5 segments. And we're just on the first set of levels right now. It's the first 20 are called city levels. And every time you finish a segment, you get different music, and some new mechanics get introduced. So this game starts out like relatively easy. It's basically just movement optimization at this point. And later it gets a little nutty. Some of the levels in like the last 2 segments are, even doing the intended strats is not so easy, and doing the speedrun strats is worse still. So that's the end of the village, or that's the end of the city. We're on village, which tells us don't litter. And we get, I guess spikes don't show up in the city. I never thought about that, but there's no spikes in the city. Is that even true? I don't even know. Alright, here's a precise jump. Nice. It saves like 2 seconds. If you get that like oh, I missed the guy. Well, so much for saving 2 seconds. But I got the jump twice in a row. Pretty solid. So I guess there's spikes, there's jump pads in here. And I never talked about the apples. These apples launch off when you hit a certain part of the level, and if they hit the ground you just die. Sometimes you don't have to deal with them, like there's one on the right there. And I never hit the trigger for it, so if it just sits on the ground, that's cool. It just chills out. But if they launch, you either have to beat them to the finish, or you have to shoot them. So we're cruising along. This level's kind of funny. This is the only actual source of RNG in the game. If you miss that shot on this guy, you can hit it as you go up here. And I missed it again, so we get to see. And sometimes this cloud is in the way and you can't see him. There's civilians like right behind him, so I was gonna just wait and shoot his bullet to be safe. But sometimes that cloud's not in the way, so that's what I see as the cloud RNG. Solid aim. And if you couldn't tell, I'm skipping like large portions of these levels. Like you're generally not meant to be climbing all over these hills, even though you can. Like if you do the look ahead feature on the level to like show you the route, it's definitely taking you on this long and roundabout path, but climbing on hills is a lot more fun. It's like, why would we go straight when we can go up here? Alright, that guy I shot at the start is affectionately named Far Guy. I actually got him, which is a shocker, because I like always miss the shot on that guy. Go forward. I was practicing some strange strats in this level before, but let's just do it the safe way. Let's jump off that guy's head. I'm dead. Pretty sick. But yeah, that's a fun little skip. You go off that guy's head and then you shoot him as you're jumping off of him. Otherwise you can't get to that fence. It's not just style, it actually has a functional use. Pressing the jump key helps. Now we're just dying to the worst things. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention to not run into a bullet this time. That makes it a lot better. Alright. Now the game just tells us that it loves us. We love it too. Feelings mutual. This is like the most apples you ever skip. There's like so many. You can see them just littering the ground. This level's a huge pain the first time you play it, because all these apples go up, you have no idea where they are. Be careful when you jump over that guy. If you spam at him and shoot down, you can actually just fall into your own bullet and die. I've lost more than one run to that. Okay. Let's climb along these gigantic kitchen utensils. Don't ask me about why some of the like background objects are how they are. You'll see like giant fish, giant machine guns and stuff in the background. I think they just had a certain number of 3D models made, like these fans, and they're just like, yeah, let's put these everywhere. Pool cues. Who knows what's going on. Anyways, some more hill climbing. There's a giant bow on our right. I missed the guy, but it doesn't matter, because I got a backup. I got a couple backups to do here. Alright. Shoot this guy. Shoot that guy. We're in there. That's a miss. This level actually comes up again later. There's in the 4th segment, there's a bunch of fog all over it though. And when that one shows up in somebody's casual run, they just get crushed by it. So whenever I see somebody doing it, I just tell them, go back to 219. Just do 219 until you can do it with your eyes closed. Alright, so that's the end of the village levels. So now things start to get a little bit more fun. We get hat guys who shoot homing bullets at you that move faster than you can run. So while the bullets don't necessarily have to get shot out of the air for you to win the level, most of the time it's impossible to live unless you get them, so this is a little bit of a jump in difficulty, but you know, it's not quite so bad yet. It gets bad later. We're gonna hope that I hit both those guys. I wasn't paying attention to my kill sounds. I didn't. Alright, doing 3-3 again. Okay, that time I got them both. There's a strat for this level, it seems like a second, but I always fail it, so we're just going the easy way. Oh, I guess I can explain those orbs or fields, if you will, the things that make the annoying sound. They just kill you if you stay in them too long. Like, they charge up, and then they make another sound, which is not the sound of you just walking into a bullet repeatedly. But yeah, so that one's charging up, and then there's that beep. And that indicates that if you're in it when it beeps, you're just dead. So they're kind of just like, they force you to keep moving forward. In the speedrun, they're really not a big deal. There was only one ever that was a problem, and you don't go through it anymore in the new route. So they're kind of just there to make people confused about what's making sounds in the background. Oh, this level's fun. We got some long shots coming up here. Hopefully we hit. Yeah, I got them both. Because who'd want to run all the way over to that side of the level when we can just go straight to the left? Okay, there's that scream of pain, that like, ah! It's because I shot a civilian. That sends you back to the start of the level. Now, we will be hearing that sound again later, because there's a certain bug in this game which lets you substitute certain civilians for enemies in the last world only. Ooh, so, okay, that's what happens if you run into one of those charged up things. There's one that's just like pre-charged up there. So rest in peace me. But anyways, as I was saying, some of these civilians, you can substitute them for enemies. They still send you back to the start of the level when you kill them, but you have like 0.3 seconds before it actually happens. So there's just like a couple strats where you kill a civilian and then end a level within, under half a second, and then you can not have to go out of your way to kill a certain enemy. But that doesn't come up for a few worlds because only specific civilians do it, and none of them show up until the last world. Sometimes that guy gets a second bullet off, so I just had to look back at him. Alright. There I'm shooting through a wall. Your gun's like hitbox extends a little bit in front of you. I guess it's a way to make you not just instantly die when you shoot if you're moving forward. Your bullets come out a little bit in front of you, so if you're right up against a thin wall, you can just shoot straight through it. Kill guys on the other side. It's really only useful there, and as a backup in a couple places, but pretty much just on that one level does it actually get used. Yeah, shots are being fired, alright. Alright, let's see if I can do this. This level is giving me trouble in practice too, because there's a lot of civilians on it. And shots are pretty far. As you can see, I have no crosshairs, so I got it. That was pretty nice. Most of the time the hitboxes in this game are big enough that, the lack of a crosshair isn't too bad, but sometimes you got some long shots to do. Things get tough. So we're coming up on the end of forest levels. There's 2 levels left. And then we're going to get on to swamp, which is generally where people start to give up. Or find the game suddenly much more difficult than it was before, because it is. Alright, so here comes swamp. Instantly you'll see why this is tough. Because you can no longer see very far. Oops. messed up that strat. And when you're going through this game your first time, being able to see stuff is quite helpful. When you're going through this game your 1000th time, being able to see stuff is still pretty helpful. But, you know, we do what we can. Now the individual level strats in Swamp get pretty nutty because you don't need to get close enough to see most of the enemies you're hitting. But shooting into the gray abyss isn't the easiest thing to do and like still hit. So there's only a couple levels where I actually do it. I tried it on the first level of Swamp and I missed, so I just did the backup. But there's a few setups, like points you can kind of look at to line up your shot. On a few of them, I'll point them out as they're coming. This is a good. This level is like such a troll when you're new because you won't see any of these hazards until they're already gonna kill you. Like you basically have to be shooting at them before you see them. All you know is an apple went off somewhere, and it's gonna get you. All right. One thing that you can kind of enjoy about Swamp is that even though it's a big run killer and it's not that easy to play, the music is super chill. Just appreciate the like super relaxed. You know, listen to that. So it's like the best background of background music. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're fine. I was so relaxed listening to the Swamp music that I forgot to aim. This level has some crazy stuff in the individual level, like I think you can cut it down to like 8 seconds or something. But it's too tough for single segment. Now here's a blind shot. This is one of the big time saves. To not go through the teleporter sequence in this level. Instead just jump off that hill. But you have to do that shot blind because I guess I never said, but the tall guys that spin in circles are basically just time bombs. It's like if they live for it's like 3 seconds or something, I don't know exactly. Then you just die. Here's another blind shot. That one's pretty easy to line up. And I guess I never mentioned those yellow eyelash / mouth things I'm jumping into. They're teleporters. So, if you're wondering why, you know, like you hit one and then it's like, where'd you go? Like, no, you just have to remember where they take you. This Swamp has been pretty good actually. Other than 4-1 being terrible, but what else is new? Oh gosh. I had to go say it was going well. Then just run straight into a bullet. Alright, here's a level that's the copy of the earlier one. Just adds some more random homing bullets that are flying at you and, you know, fog everywhere. No big deal though. And now we're in the last level of Swamp, and here's where things get insane. It's mountains. So one of the new mechanics is there's snow. Touching snow will freeze you temporarily. It's not like a big deal. It's, you know, you're frozen for 2 seconds basically. It doesn't kill you or anything, but it's a lot faster to not get frozen, so we go to great lengths on that level to skirt the snow. So you have to get frozen here. There's no two ways about it. And that's the civ bug. You kill a civilian, you end the level right away. Because there's one baddie on that level. Whew. And you can just substitute the sieve for him. Also, these tall gray dudes are teleporters. When you hit them, you teleport to their location. Here's the double sieve bug. This is... well, I failed, but... this is the toughest level in the speedrun, basically. So I'm skipping 2 baddies and trying to sync up kills on 2 civilians. If all goes well. If my aim is good enough. Man. Alright, we're just missing everything now. When I ran this at SGDQ, I got this level on the second try, and I was just so happy with that, because this strat is honestly just the killer, as you can see. Alright. That wasn't even remotely close. It's a good thing the marathon's ahead. When you're gonna do something like this and just die. Okay. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get the double sieve glitch soon enough. There it is. The double scream. The civilians are angry, but I am happy. Alright, this is like Long Shot City. Aim was reasonably good. Getting back on schedule. Yeah, that's right. Okay. More like Longshot Mountains, well said. Oh, I almost jumped too early. Some more ice avoidance there. Don't want to get frozen if you can help it. Okay. Now I can just barely hit the head of this guy. As soon as I go across, it triggers that apple at the start. So you just spam oh my god. I thought I hit that. Alright, so this apple at the start gets triggered as soon as I teleport. So you just spam shots at it so that it dies as soon as you go across. That time we actually hit that apple, so we're in the clear. I have no faith in that long shot, but I hit it apparently, so I didn't have to go back. This level's the hardest one in the game in terms of a casual playthrough. And I missed a shot. Because you have to fire all these shots so rapidly. I would say it's not so bad speedrun wise, but you know, there I just failed it a couple times. And I missed the shot on this teleporter. What is that? Alright. We're coming up on the end here. This is the second last level. And now, last level in the game. We made it through. Somehow, some way, we managed to do it. I think I even missed the shot on that teleporter. Yeah. Nailed it. Finishing it out strong. Ugh, that's a lovely planet. Time's up. Now, how did I do? What was my time at?